I just had to take out my phone for this. So, Fatal, what did you just challenge me to?
Next, I bet you can't make a dollar store gaming setup.
See, guys, I was waiting for that challenge. And, yep, that's what I'm gonna do.
Hey there pranksters, stick around because in a bit I'll be giving away an Xbox Series S. And what you just saw was a clip I recorded a few days ago. Basically, Sin Faydle challenged me to build a gaming setup on a budget of $100. And all items must be bought at the dollar store. He pretty much said that anybody can put together an awesome gaming station with $20,000. Well, now I have to put together another gaming station with only $100. So yeah, that was a mouth-watering challenge which I gladly accepted. And so I chose to go to my local 99 cents only store, but guys, don't let the name fool you. There we will definitely find much more pricier items that are over $1. So let's get in there and raid that dollar store. And speaking of raid, let me tell you about Raid Shadow Legends. It's one of the very few turn-based RPGs I could ever get into. It's not very hard to get started, but it's very easy to get hooked on. Maybe it's the fact that it's available on both PC and mobile, which means that I can play whenever and wherever, or it could be that it's very simple and easy to gather your champions and build them up, at which point you can either go to battle alone or with a clan against others. You can even take on bosses and complete challenges. But even if I still didn't understand the concept of raid, there's a huge fan base on Twitch and Discord with over 100,000 followers each, and with 40,000 Reddit members, I'll always get the support I need from the most awesome gaming community. That's why it doesn't surprise me that this game has 25 million downloads, over 1 million daily players, and YouTube gets almost 1,000 raid related videos every week. And just a heads up pranksters, Raid is releasing a massive champion update. Over 20 different champions will be getting a tweak to make things more competitive, and of course on top of that, the Forge is coming to make things easier and faster for when it comes to creating artifacts. You'll be competing right away. The link in the description will grant you 200,000 silver, and not only that, you'll be getting this epic looking champion named Grinner for free. And if all that wasn't enough guys, you'll find extra rewards in your inbox for the next 30 days. So jump on this game ASAP if you haven't yet. Now guys, I did say we would be getting started on this dollar store gaming setup, but please bear with me, I gotta get to the giveaways first. And although I didn't announce the following giveaway in time, nor did I ask for any like goals, I still want to give back to my fans. So I tested out a new method to choosing a winner for my giveaways. For example, this Xbox Series X giveaway. I went through the comments on my newest video and I loaded them up, and constantly scrolled up and down until I made a complete stop. And wherever it landed, I took a screenshot of that page with all the names that were visible. After that, I printed out the page, and I did the same thing with the comments on my most recent Instagram post. At random, I stopped scrolling through the comments on my phone. I screenshotted it and printed it out. Now it was time to get the scissors out. I cut out each name from both the YouTube list and the Instagram list. Once they were cut out, I folded them up. So basically here I took 7 names from Instagram and 12 names from YouTube. Now that all the names were ready, I just had to break in my new Adidas cap by putting all the cutouts inside. It was now time to scramble them and mix them up. And the last step of course was to pick out a winner from the cap. So I opened up the folded up piece of paper, and there is our winner guys. Congratulations Little Jack Gaming. You have won a brand new Xbox Series S, and it will get delivered to you as soon as the consoles are available to send. Again guys, for this giveaway I didn't ask for any goals to be met, I just wanted to give back to my fans, and I'm not stopping there because here are more giveaways. If this video happens to get 50,000 likes before 2020 ends, I will choose another winner from the comment section below, and that person will get the complete gaming setup I'm about to build for you guys right now, and that includes the gadgets, except that I will be swapping out the Xbox One S with the Xbox Series S, and yes, there is a big difference between them guys. Now if this video gets 100,000 likes before 2020 ends, I will pick another winner from the comments. The winner will get to choose between an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5, and if we happen to reach these goals before September 2020 is over, I'll throw in an additional surprise for the winner. To enter these giveaways, all you have to do is like this video and leave a cool comment below telling me what your current gaming setup consists of. So again, just like and comment on this video. Alright then guys, let's start setting up this dollar store gaming station. As I went into the dollar store, I headed straight to the school and office supply section to pick up some foam boards. Basically, I was gonna use these as acoustic foam panels, and the black side works best for me. After making a pit stop at that aisle, I headed straight to the hardware and electronics aisle, and sure enough, the gaming gods were on my side as they threw me a bone because as soon as I turned the corner, the first thing that I spotted was this Nerf bunker, which at first glance was just an inflatable shield, but then I noticed that it could easily be turned into a gaming chair as well. Honestly guys, I was just gonna go into the dollar store and use a stool as my actual gaming chair, but for $10 I got lucky, so I just had to get this Nerf gaming chair. And so my setup would be built around this chair, which is pretty low in height. Coincidentally enough, right below the Nerf chair, there they were, the stools I had originally come in for. Well, now instead of getting one, I'd be getting two, as they would help me build my gaming desk. And there were so many of them in different colors, but I went with the blue ones, which were $5.99 a piece. And no guys, I won't have a color scheme for this setup, as it's really hard to be picky when you're on a tight budget. My major issue now was, what would be my tabletop? I knew that if I looked all over the place, I would not find anything close to looking like a desk, so I would have to build one. And I did go through many aisles, and eventually I got lucky upon reaching the kitchen supply section as I saw these glass cutting boards. I knew I could definitely do something with them. Since I love donuts, I picked up these and arranged them in a pattern as a prototype for my tabletop. Unfortunately, I was not sold on these just yet, and that's when I saw these other wood cutting boards, and they were exactly the same price at $1.99 a piece. I just had to get those, and I actually went with 12 of those. To put it all together, the hardware aisle had corner braces, so I did the math and picked up the necessary amount I would need for the tabletop. Now it was time to check out the electronics section and look for cool items that would make my gaming station operate and stand out even more. Since I would have multiple gadgets that would require electricity, this power strip was perfect for that. An item that definitely caught me by surprise were these LED glow lights. For $2.99 a piece, I just knew that I had to take a couple because as a gamer, we like having cool lights on our gaming station. Above those, I noticed LED dimmable lanterns, which I too had to get because these glow light strips would not be enough lighting for my setup. I got two of these for $2.99 each. For $2.99, I also picked up this wireless charging pad. Pretty much we all have cell phones, so these need to be charged, and this was ideal for that as it automatically charges my phone when I place it down on the pad. To hold my phone when it's not being charged or when I need to live stream with it, there was no way I would pass up the chance to get this horse-shaped phone holder. Paying $2.49 for it is not a bad price at all. Since for this demo I'll be using my tablet, I had to get a stand, and this dollar store had me covered with this folding mount. It may look very insignificant now, but it'll sure do its job. These days nobody really needs clocks because we can just look at our phone if we want to see the time, so no way would I have bought one unless it was a cool projection clock with awesome lighting. $3.99 was a bit pricey for it, but hey, Walmart was selling these for $6, so why not get it for a couple dollars cheaper? At this point I knew that I had lighting covered and I would not need any more lights, but guess what, I still got this adjustable reading lamp, and you'll find out that I will not be using this for its intended purpose. As I was walking away from the electronics section, I noticed these high definition headphones for $3.99, and that pretty much completed my purchases. Overall, I ended up paying $98.65, so mission accomplished. I did not go over the limit of $100. It was now time to go home and start setting up my gaming station. One last time, pranksters, here are all the items that I purchased at the 99 cents only store, but as you just witnessed, hardly any of the items that were bought were only 99 cents. But that's okay guys, because overall, rounded up, only $99 were spent on all these items. So here is the corner of my room where my dollar store gaming setup will be. And as you see, it looks quite plain. Even the window looks quite cheap, being covered with this gray fleece blanket and thumbtacks. Well anyway, it's time to get to work, so I started off by covering up the walls with the black foam board. I'm just not a fan of white walls, and the darker the room looks, the better, that way my lights stand out even more. So I pretty much covered as much of the wall as I could with these 10 foam boards. It's a good thing that this gaming station is low, that way I won't need more foam boards. Of course I knew that these were not gonna be perfect, as you can see right here, there are gaps in between, but I expected no less from dollar store items. And I'm definitely not worried because this will work. Let's move on to the inflatable Nerf gaming chair. Upon removing it from its packaging, I knew that I would have trouble with it. How was I gonna blow this chair up? I'm just one man with 2 lungs and this chair requires a whole lot of air. Luckily, I got smart and I used my car's air compressor, and this thing saved the day. Within a few minutes, the chair was fully blown up and ready to go. Of course, I had to set it aside as I needed room to start working on the desk. It was quite annoying having to remove all the wrappers from the cutting boards, and not only that, but I also had to screw off each ring found at the ends of these cutting boards. These are just used to hang up the boards. Well, within time, they were gone. Once the boards were ready, it was time to join them together. So what I did is I assembled them in 2 rows. Each had 6 boards like you see right here. On every 4 corners that touched, I created a square with the corner braces. Basically, they would be attached in sections. So I started with 4 and I just drilled a screw on every hole on the corner braces. After attaching my first set of boards, I decided to finish the process on a higher surface because doing this on carpet was more difficult than it needed to be. After completing the middle squares, I also joined the outer edges using corner braces, but in V patterns. This process didn't take too long, just a few minutes, and here is the finished product. Our tabletop was now complete. All I did now was grab the stools and unwrap them. I positioned them on the corner and created enough spacing between them so that each one would be able to support an end of the tabletop. I couldn't be happier with it. It was quite sturdy and very firm, but I didn't expect less. After all, it was built with cutting boards, and we all know how tough cutting boards are. They are made to be able to withstand stabbings from a knife. So yeah, this desk was strong enough to support anything that I would put on top of it, and it was time to start loading it up with all our equipment. Let's kick things off with this awesome unopened monitor which I had laying around. This alone was more than the entire setup, even though it's quite cheap for a monitor. Anyway, this HP monitor was the first thing I placed on this makeshift gaming desk. My game console of choice for this dollar store setup was my old Xbox One S. It can still operate quite well, so I placed it on the opposite end of the table from the monitor. Now it was time for my tablet to take its place on my new desk. The mount worked great and it did its job perfectly. These are awesome for when you're watching a stream on Twitch while you yourself are also streaming or just gaming. Time to bust out the dimmable lanterns and place them next to the monitor, pretty much underneath, and these will provide more light if needed. They are dimmable after all, so I can just adjust the brightness on them as I please. I do have to confess though guys, my biggest disappointment from all the dollar store purchases was this LED projector clock. Not only did it fail at projecting time on the ceiling, which by the way I wouldn't even bother to demo for you guys, but also the lighting wasn't too impressive. It's pretty lame, but nonetheless I did spend $4 on it, so I am obligated to use it for this gaming setup, so I'll just set this on top of the monitor stand. As far as this wireless charging pad that I got for my iPhone, I conveniently placed it in front of the monitor. The Zebra phone holder was also placed at the front of the desk. Just makes it easy for me to attach my phone on it. Again, this comes in handy for when you want to watch a stream while gaming, or maybe you want to watch one of my videos, because of course we all gotta multitask, right guys? As I stated before, I did not need to buy this reading lamp for its light functions because I had my lighting covered already with all the other gadgets that I bought. What did catch my eye about this lamp was its flexibility, and since I have a small microphone that I needed to mount on, I thought that this reading lamp was perfect for that. Not much modifications went into it, I just needed the Dremel to cut off the back from the side of the lamp. This would allow me to slide the microphone in, but in the process it would also disable the lighting functions. With a piece of tape, I was able to keep the microphone on the lamp. It allowed for me to maneuver it better, and at the same time it worked as a mount for my microphone. I was able to test out the $4 headphones and they worked okay. I wasn't too impressed with them, but at the same time I was not disappointed. At this point, pretty much everything that needed to go on top of this gaming desk was already on it. The last piece of the puzzle were the LED glow lights. They were powered by batteries, and the first set of lights I unboxed were a reddish color, and to be completely honest with you guys, I had no idea or pattern in mind when it came to sticking these on the black foam boards. I just did the best I could. And please guys, forgive me for my lack of creativity, but here it is. As you can see, the second set of light strips were blue, and again, although there was no specific pattern to these, they still look great in the background. I don't know why, but again, like my dream gaming setup video, I forgot to remove the protective screen from the monitor, but I did eventually peel it off, and now my dollar store gaming setup was finally complete, or at least that's what I thought at that moment. But as you guys have come to know, I myself can't be having a gaming station without snacks, And well, this gaming setup was lacking food and drinks, so off to the dollar store I went to get some snacks. And yeah guys, at this point I was free to spend as much money as I wanted on snacks, because that originally was not part of the plan. Once again, I was at the dollar store and the first thing that caught my eye were these big bags of Hot Cheetos Extra. I never expected to see these here and I was excited to grab a few of them, but then Sin Faydle pointed out a stand that had smaller bags of Hot Cheetos Extra. I'm not really sure how many bags there were, but I completely cleared off the shelf and bought all those bags of Hot Cheetos Extra. You guys should know by now that these are my favorite chips. I just had to get them all. On top of that, I picked up a can of Lay's Stacks and some fig bars. Now, as far as the drinks, there were more options. For example, these Mountain Dew Kickstart cans. These are pretty decent energy drinks. I picked up a bottle of Starbucks cappuccino, a pack of cheap generic orange soda, and I just couldn't leave without getting some Kool-Aid, so I took a pack of these. I went back to the kitchen supply section and I picked up a few storage containers just to make things a little bit better and organized. When I was about to check out, I also stopped to get a bottle of Pepsi because why not? I love that stuff. To keep all my drinks cold, I grabbed a bag of ice. Setting up my snacks was very easy. I took a big storage container and filled it up with some ice, and then I started to put my drinks inside. Pretty much they were all able to fit in there, although I did have to pull out some ice from underneath to cover them on top. I just felt like this would be a vital part to my gaming station. The rest of the snacks I placed inside a container, and no guys, I was not able to fit all the bags of Hot Cheetos Extra that I bought, but these will do, and I can always just refill it later once I'm low on Hot Cheetos. The downside to this was that the ice would eventually melt, but at least it will last me a few hours, so I would be able to game for a significant amount of time before my drinks start to warm up. Last but not least guys, I brought in the Nerf chair and I could finally say that I was done, and now I could game for hours. I had plenty of snacks to keep me energized and the chair was extremely comfy, so everything pretty much worked out guys. Not only did this gaming station turn out better than what I first envisioned, but I also had a lot of fun setting things up and making the best gaming station builds on nothing but dollar store items for under $100. Now if you guys enjoyed watching this video and want me to keep making these setups for you guys, please let me know by subscribing to my channel and also turning on your notifications so you're notified of when my newest content is out and so you're up to date with my latest giveaways. And speaking of giveaways guys, I mentioned a couple at the start of this video, so let's go over them once more. If this video gets 50,000 likes before 2020 ends, I will choose a winner from the comments and that person will get the dollar store gaming setup that I just built, but instead of getting an Xbox One S, the winner will get an Xbox Series S. Also, if this video ends up getting 100,000 likes before 2020 ends, the winner will get to choose between an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5. And I did mention that if we did reach this goal before September ends, I'll throw in an extra surprise. And to enter these giveaways, all you have to do is like this video and leave a cool comment below, and that is it. That's all it takes guys. Again, you can support this channel by subscribing and following me on my social media including Twitch and Instagram. Best of luck pranksters, I'll see you guys in my next video.